So today we read the part 1 of the Prayojana Tattva. Now what is Prayojana? Prayojana Tattva. What is Prayojana? Prayojana means a goal or the fruit of some endeavor. Whatever we do in this world has a reason behind, towards a goal. It is done towards a goal. That goal is called Prayojana. In fact, several weeks back, when we were actually talking about the Vaishnava Dharma, we really encountered 3 things: Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Sambandha means relation. What is the relation that we are talking about here? The relation between Bhagavan and Jiva, the relation between Bhagavan and Jada Jagat, and the relation between Jiva and Jada Jagat. Jada Jagat is basically Maya. So Bhagavan is full. Jiva is actually tiny. Jiva is servant for Bhagavan. Jiva Shakti is superior energy of Bhagavan. But Jada Shakti is his inferior energy because it's a Jada. Jada Shakti is controlled by Durga Devi, who is the shadow of Yoga Maya in spiritual sky. This all we really covered. I am just refreshing it. Then let us look at the Abhideya. What is Abhideya? Abhideya means sadhana. See, we have a sambandha. Okay, suppose we want to graduate as a lawyer. So that is our, then we are establishing a relation with the institute. Then we have to work on. We have to study. That is Abhideya. So the Abhideya is sadhana, with devotional activities. So we have 2 kinds of devotional activities. That is Vaiti Bhakti, and Vaiti sadhana and Raganuga sadhana. Right? These are the 2 different kinds of sadhana that goes in Abhideya. We also studied that Vaiti Bhakti sadhana takes the Jiva to Vaikuntha, and Raganuga sadhana Bhakti takes to Golaka Vrindavan, if they are successful. So now, what is Prayojana? Prayojana is the ultimate goal of this. Okay, in the case of becoming a lawyer, what is the goal? So you will become a lawyer and then you will get the degree, and so that is the Prayojana, right? So the same way here, in order to get the Prema is the ultimate goal. So the final and absolute goal of the Jivas is actually Prema, not Moksha. According to the highest scriptures, if you really see, the ultimate goal of a Jiva is to attain Krishna Prema, not even Moksha, because Moksha is easy. So many people are actually just endeavor just for getting Moksha only. But Moksha is not the real ultimate. So there is the highest is basically the Krishna Prema, which is very difficult to get. Even gods, they are not able to get. Okay, this is very, very rare. All right. So now let us get into our something called Swarupa. Every Jiva has a unique Swarupa. What is Swarupa? Swarupa means a form, a unique form. Every Jiva is different, because even though the Jivas are unlimited, every Jiva is different. They have a unique purpose, that Lord actually made the Jiva. So all the Jivas are serving to the Lord in various ways. But however, that service actually differs. Okay, so depending on the Jiva and how the Jiva has taste in serving the Lord, they are different. So here, this is again we have really covered many times. Jivera Swarupa Haya, Krishnera Nitya Dasa, Krishnera Tadastha Sakti, Veda Abeda Prakasha. The original nature of Jiva is to be an eternal servant of Krishna. Jiva is the part and parcel of Krishna, and also a manifestation simultaneously one with and also different from the Lord. This is what the Veda, Abhideya, the Tattva, that actually the ultimate truth. Because we are not Krishna, but we came from Krishna in many ways, qualities. We are actually very similar to Krishna only, very similar to the Lord. But at the same time, in some aspect, we are different. Why? He is humongous, but we are tiny. Very tiny, right? He is very powerful, but we have some power. Okay, so there are some differences. At the same time, we have, in terms of quality, we have so many things actually same as the Lord. Okay, so we have to understand that even though every Jiva is serving the Lord, every Jiva is serving differently. Because they are different. Okay, so this is important. Now let us see how so ultimate is to really serve the Lord. But in order to serve the Lord, we have to purify ourselves because we are all fallen. We really wanted to enjoy this Maya, so we are God. So we have to really get out of that. Okay. So now, because of that, because we are fallen and under the clutch of Maya, we are not able to see what is our real form, what is our real service, what is the relation, what is what is my dress. What is the place where I am, I'll be doing all these things, and absolutely we have no idea because unless you are actually there in the higher stage. So you have to elevate yourself higher and higher to reach the higher stages, then you can really know and see for yourself who you are. For example, Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari. Like that. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. And he is Kamala Manjari. So what is his dress? What is his seva? What is exactly the his color and all the everything is all they will know it because they will be awakened. Okay. Now in this slide I am talking about those 9 stages that a jiva using bhakti yoga elevate himself so that higher and higher. Okay. What are those stages? First, Shraddha. What is Shraddha? Shraddha means faith in Guru and Shastras. Then Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means association with Krishna devotees. And Bhajana Kriya. What is Bhajana Kriya? Doing devotional services. Anartha Nivritti. Through unwanted worldly attachments. We are so attached to this world and relations and relatives and this and that, job, this and everything. This has to be really thrown out. You have to really live a life of detachment. Life is detachment. You have to do just like a duty. That's it. So you should not have any attachment, but you have to live with the detachment. That is anartha nivritti. Then nishtha means steadiness in bhakti. Steadiness in what? In bhakti, right? Then ruchi comes. Ruchi is actually called taste, right? Ruchi, taste. Taste for what? Like it's a taste and also hunger in doing devotional service. It is something very unique. Not everybody is fortunate to really think that to really have that ruchi. So many people, they don't really want to care about actually doing the devotional service or singing bhajans or decorating the deities and offering the naivedyam and singing this, that, all the things. Not everybody is actually interested. Very few selected, because they are in the higher stage. So that is the ruchi. Taste for doing devotional activities. Then asakti. Asakti means attachment to Krishna. Attachment for what? To Krishna and his pure devotees. That is asakti. Then comes bhava. Okay, so like that one by one actually goes higher and higher. Then comes bhava. Bhava means love. Love for what? Love for Krishna. And then the last stage, 9th stage, is called Krishna Prema. It is a pure love for Krishna. It is the highest. So if you see that Prema, which is the 9th stage of the Bhakti, is the ultimate goal. Not moksha, not getting any favor from Krishna, or becoming materially rich. No, those are not the ultimate goal. So because goal differs to different people, they think that is their goal, right? Isn't it? Okay, I have to really achieve this one, and that is my goal. But that is not the goal that we are talking about here. We are talking about the highest goal, which is actually prema. Okay, now let us, so we read something about bhava. Bhava means also another name is called rati. So what is bhava? It is the mellow of affectionate feeling for Krishna. What are the symptoms? How will you know? How will we know that I have bhava? How will I know? Because when you are singing for Krishna, or when you are actually serving Krishna, or decorating Krishna, or when you are singing, you cannot sing. The voice chokes. When you say something about the Lord, you may be preaching, but the thing is, all of a sudden, your voice chokes. You cannot talk anything. That means you have bhava. and tears just running without your control. Whenever, as soon as that, anything that you do with Krishna, as soon as, that thought of Krishna comes, or even chanting, what happens? Tears just runs out, uncontrollable. And there are so more. Okay, there are so many, even the hair standing on end and everything. There are so many Baba that we covered earlier somewhere there. That is why if we see that in the Sixtashtaka, there is a stage that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is mentioning. Because if we see the Sixtashtaka, it goes stage by stage. It starts with Cheto Arpana, basically starting with the Nama Sankirtana, Krishna Nama Sankirtan. You really go higher stages of whatever that we are talking about here. And at a stage it says Nayanam Kalata Shrudaharaya Vadanam Gatkadaruddaya Giram Pulakair Nichitam Vabukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati. See, when you, oh Krishna, when I really think about you, what happens, and without even this uncontrolled, the tears are really flowing from my eyes. And then what happens? I really get all my hair standing on end, and then I really lose my consciousness. This is why it's Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he always fainting and fainting again and again and again. Because who is Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is none other than Lord Krishna in the mood of Radharani. As a devotee, he came down to really teach us how a devotee, Krishna devotee, will behave. That's what he really, that's the only purpose he came. And he really demonstrated everything, how a Krishna Bhakta will be. So, Bhava comes from, now let us talk about the Bhava. How does the Bhava come? It comes from the blessings and mercy from a pure devotee, such as a Guru, or also with the help of Guru, one is doing sadhana, like we are talking about sadhana. So, by doing sadhana, and one can actually get into that Bhava. So there are two ways that I am talking about, about the development of Bhava. Bhava means Rati, right? And by sadhana, Abhinivesha Ja Bhava. Okay, so that is the first kind. What is that? By ardent spiritual practice under Guru, under the direction of Guru. Because just like that, I may be doing some sadhana, that's not going to be effective, because one has to have a Guru. So that way, he is really focused, and he really follows the Guru's instruction, and that is what the sadhana Abhinivesa Ja Bhava. Okay, that Bhava is, so the first kind is probably the most, most often that is how the jivas actually get it. The first kind. And so second kind is by the mercy of Krishna or his Bhakta. So Bhakta here means pure Bhakta. So it is very rare. Actually, the second kind is very rare. And if someone is really so fortunate, by the mercy of Krishna, he will give darshan directly to those devotees. And also the pure devotees, when they really bless a jiva, and that blessing actually also is the cause of developing the Bhava. Okay, in fact, these are the only two ways. You have to get a Guru and then do sadhana very intensely. But at the same time, you have to be very careful about the Vaishnava Aparadha. You should never, ever make another Vaishnava to shed tears because of you. Finished. Your bhakti is finished. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that it is like an elephant coming into inside the home. What will an elephant do? It will smash everything out and destroy. Your bhakti is finished and it will never come back again. You cannot even come to the temple even. This is the thing. You have to be very careful. You should make sure that you do not give ninda. Ninda means make another devotee to really cry because of your work. It's very important. You have to always make all the Vaishnavas happy and happy. Then you will be talking about going higher. Otherwise, it's not possible. I will tell you, getting into Krishna Bhakti, like doing this one, getting in is very easy. Not like Jnana Yoga or the Ashtanga Yoga where it is very tough. Here it is very easy to come in. But very, very extremely difficult to maintain. Very difficult. That is why you need a guru, and under guru you have to be very, very careful not to make even a single aparat. Now, let us talk about the getting Krishna's mercy. 3 ways that Krishna can actually give mercy. One is Vachika, by his words. All of a sudden, some nice, he talks and they really hear. And also what happens is when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he himself was actually giving this by Vachika. You become a pure devotee. So Jagai Madai were very, totally very bad guys. And they really actually hit Lord Nityananda Prabhu even. But then, eventually what happened because of the mercy? By his Vachika, by his words, who really gave mercy to the devotees. Then Aloka Dana is by vision. He gives the vision. Aloka Dana. Vision to great rishis, for example, Narada Muni, and so many rishis living in the forest and doing so much of sadhana there. And Lord Krishna very rarely gives the vision. Very rare. It's very rare. I will tell you. What they're saying is millions of years, so suppose some Ashtanga yogis really try and meditate. Then finally, maybe after a million years, he may get a vision of just a nail of Lord Krishna. It's very rare. But if a devotee gets his vision, that means he is different. He will be, basically, you will be, people think that he is actually mad because his behaviors are actually totally out of the world. Then the third is Harda. Harda means by grace manifested in the heart. Example, Sukadeva Goswami. Because Bhagavan, straight away, he really came in the heart. So through that blessing, and Sukadeva Goswami was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days, no problem at all. Then other example, Jiva Goswami, he got that, like Bhagavan straight away, came in. All the things are there. Now, coming to the Bhava Bhakti, which we are talking about, to get, right? Two ways that we really talked about. There are 2 kinds of Bhava Bhakti. Okay, see, these topics that we are really talking about, this is not something that is available for everybody. You are all very, very extremely fortunate. Yeah, you must have really done so much of punyas in your previous birth. Who is going to teach you all these things? They will teach about putting some pictures, all right, some verse there, which is most often they really think whatever they think, this is from Gita. Actually, it's not from Gita and their own interpretation. And that's nothing. That's a dust that you are actually getting. This is very high. So, 2 kinds of Bhava Bhakti. And when you talk about 2 kinds of Bhava Bhakti, Vaiti Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. We really discussed that very, very, long time back. What is Vaiti Bhakti? By strictly following rules and regulation. So the Vaiti Bhakti always starts from the beginning, Shraddha. Then it goes to Sadhu Sangha. Then it goes to Bhajana Kriya, and then Anartha Nivritti and Nishtha. Then comes to the Ruchi and goes on. It's a long way. Vaiti Bhakti is very deep, it's a slow because they have to go all the way because they haven't really done much punya, but there is some sukritis there so that they are really coming in the Bhava Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti. But whereas Raganuga Bhakti straight away goes to Ruchi. What is this? What does it mean? What does it mean? Because Raganuga means unconditional love. There is no rules and regulation. Where you have Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti and Nishtha, you have to do the sadhana very intensely. And we have to strictly follow that in order to really get to the stages, in order to really go higher and higher. But whereas if one has Raganuga Bhakti, that means spontaneous affection. They don't care about the rules and regulation. Straight away that Ruchi comes and they start crying and crying and crying. They don't care about many of the Babajis. Even in our parampara we have Babajis. They really, they don't have, they don't worry about anything else. They don't even read the scriptures. But they just intense love. So, for Vaiti Bhakti, it starts from Shraddha and goes higher and higher until Ruchi. For Raganuga Bhakti, one starts immediately from Ruchi and goes to Bhava and finally Prema. In Raganuga, there is not that kind of sadhana, it is more of feelings. No sadhana involved. Okay? For example, gopis. Take gopis. Did they ever perform any sadhana when they were with Krishna? No, nothing. So the Vaiti Bhakti will take one to Vaikuntha, even if they are getting all the way down to Prema. If he is a Vaiti Bhakta, that Prema is different. It is not as intense as a Raganuga Bhakta. The only Raganuga Bhakta will go to Goloka. Alright? So now it is fine. Now let us also talk about the characteristics of Bhava. Bhava, when we comes, suppose I get Bhava, how will I know that I have Bhava? I told you, few hints actually, your voice will choke and the tears will come and these are some of the symptoms. Okay? But here it is saying, it's the characteristics. One is Shanti. Shanti means perseverance, that is tolerance. Remaining tolerant and patient even amidst disturbance, high disturbance. Somebody is giving so much of problem, but still I will be peaceful. I don't care. Because why? Krishna will take care. What is my problem? And then avyartha kalatvam. So you will always, that bhava, one who has bhava will always think that, oh my God, I have really wasted, few minutes here and there. He will be very, very careful not to waste any time, any single minute. But what do we do in fact? We, in the name of, after retirement, we don't have any bhava, nothing. And we really go back and start some business and then burn some hours. So that is not devotion. Then virakti. Virakti means detachment, completely indifference to the objects of sense gratification. I don't want to really eat any tasty foods. I won't have any interest. I will control my senses. That is virakti. Manasunyata, freedom from pride. So that means absence of false prestige or basically prideliness. Basically you be humble, free from longing for being shown respect. Many people, because of the position, because of their caste, and or because of their high position, wealth and so on, they invariably get pride. But a devotee who gets bhava, he will be having manasunyata, freedom from pride. Then the fifth one is ashabandha, bound by hope. He will never lose the hope that Krishna is really helping or Krishna will take care of him. So this is ashabandha. Then utkanda. What is utkanda? Intense eagerness to achieve, intense, and to the desire to attaining desire's object. What is the desired object? What is the thing we are talking about for Prayojana? Prayojana is nothing but the prema. So he is really completely, intensely eager to really get that stage where he can completely serve. Why he wants prema? Why he wants prema? Because that is the one which is really very, very pleasing to Krishna. Krishna loves. He surrendered to a Premi Bhakta. This is very important. Because of that kind of service will be going. For example, those are the gopis. Then Namagane Sadaruchi. Namagane Sadaruchi. All the time you are really, really happy. By what? Chanting the Lord's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Or sing the glory, sing bhajans, or you really, sing and sing. You will always have the taste of, Namagane means all the time singing about him. But not any cinema song or any song. So many songs are there because, so many things from the cinema that, people are attracted to. That is not a Bhava Bhakta will really have any attraction. No. He is totally different. The Lord's holy names will be always coming in his tongue. Then Ashakti is Tat Guna Jnane. So this is the thing, it's a natural attachment to describe the Lord's most sweet qualities and pastime, because he will be mad and he will be so intense to really hear about Krishna again and again and again and again. Because sometimes what happens, once those who does not have bhava, for example, you are really talking about Prahlad Maharaj's pastime. Once you really hear, then the second time when you really talk the same thing, they say, I already knew that, you already told, I heard about that, and that is not bhava. Bhava, if one has bhava, doesn't matter, they hear 100 times or 1,000 times or million times, they will have the same intensity again and again and again. That is the asakti tat gunakyane. Then tat vasati stale priti. The desire to reside in the places of Lord's pastimes, such as Vrindavan. So I will quickly go through some of the examples for each one. Chanti, tolerance. Who is that? If you see that at the end of Mahabharata war, Ashwatthama cut the heads of Pandava's sons when sleeping in the war tent. Arjuna chased and caught Ashwatthama. When Arjuna and Bhima wanted to kill Ashwatthama, Draupadi said, "No, stop." Even though she lost all the 5 sons. All the 5 sons. Because Ashwatthama really brought the 5 heads, just like that holding, and then gave it to Duryodhana. Even Duryodhana did not like it. Why? Why she said, "No, I don't want, I want to forgive." Because she has Chanti, tolerance. She was possessed with that. Now, then the second one, utilization of the time only for devotion. Because if you feel that time is so precious, so costly, because the thing is you can get anything that see, for example, suppose we really wasted money, we can get it back. We really spoiled our health, still we can get it back. We waste time, we can never get it back. Even you are ready to pay millions of dollars, you cannot get even a 1 second which you really wasted. But what really happens in the life? After retired, one is supposed to lead a devotional life. But what do? What do often people do? They get bored and take up a part-time job or start a new business. This is very, very bad. They are ruining their own soul. Why can't they do devotion? Money. And boredom. They don't have interest in this. They do not have bhava. Okay, so why that bhava is not coming? Because they were not trained right from the beginning, childhood. Or the beginning. Every Shastra says that the only purpose of human birth is to do sadhana and become free. But it doesn't get to them. So third, detachment from sense enjoyment. You see here, what is he? You see here is Raghunath Das Goswami so he was a son of a big zamindar, very rich. But he renounced everything. He took prasadam only once a day, just a palm full of buttermilk. When in Jagannath Puri, when with Mahaprabhu, when he was in Jagannath Puri, he ate the rice thrown away from the temple that even the cow or any animal won't even smell or eat. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know. What he will do is he will take, collect those. Even the cows won't eat. He will wash that thing outer and then he will eat inside. So this is what he was doing, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to know about his severe austerity. She was so pleased. He gave his Kunjamala and so many things he really gave. If you really go to Radha Kunda, where you have the Samadhi, you can actually see those things what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased. So once even this Raghunath Das Goswami was chanting his name, Mahamandra. It was so hot, he did not realize that his sun was so hot. But Radharani could not really could not bear the situation. She came and with her own veil, she was putting that on over the head of Raghunath Das Goswami. Look at here, when we are talking about Bhava, where are we? Tell me, where are we compared to these Mahans? But what we do? We are pride. I have a PhD. I am a CEO. I am so wealthy. I am so rich. I have a top job. I don't even want to come to the temple. Pride. That is Manasunyata is one of the characteristics of the Bhava. Absence of false prestige or pride. Basically, there is no pride. To feel humble, free from longing for being shown respect by others, is this Mana Sunyata. Then Ashabandha, bound by hope, to be always certain that Krishna will bestow his mercy on oneself. Mirabai, for example, she was yes, absolutely, she knew that Krishna will protect, and she drank the poison. He knew, Krishna will protect, what is my problem? She bound by hope. Do we have that hope? Do we have the hope? Ask ourselves. Now, Utkanda, deep longing, a intense eagerness to achieve. or ardent desire for attaining one's desired supreme object, that is prema, Krishna. When you have prema, Krishna is under your control. You tell Krishna to sit, that's what gopis say. Krishna, sit down there. He has to be there because they have prema. This is the thing, that's the thing. Even actually, if we take Mirabai is nowhere near a gopi. He was a Dwaraka queen. So her prema is actually not of the highest. It's different. Anyway, so 7th, Namagane Sadaruchi, thirst to chant Lord's names. So this is actually, when this happens, that, we always want to chant and chant and chant. Not just because to really finish my round, but I want to do it because it is so tasty. I cannot, because, those Mahajans who are really chanting constantly all the time, because I know even, when I went to the trip, in Jaipur, there was, I met one very high devotee, he actually sleeps only for a few hours, all the time he chanting, sitting and chanting and chanting and chanting. Krishna gave darshan to him. He's there all the time. He's saying, when I chant, it looks like nectars are raining on me. I'm so tasting and tasting and tasting. Do we have that kind of taste? No, our taste really goes to what? This is sugar and gulab jam. This is what the taste we have, not the nama. And 8th, asaktis tat guna kyane, attraction to hear about Krishna. Parikshit Maharaj heard Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastime Leelas of Krishna, for 7 days continuously, without drinking any water, without eating anything, without even sleeping. That is asaktis tat guna kyane. And the last one, tat vasatis tale priti. The desire to reside in the places of the Lord's, Lord's pastime, such as Vrindavan or Navadvidam. In fact, my favorite is, of course, because somehow I really got into that, is the Ther Kadamba. The Ther Kadamba is one of the very holy places I like a lot. And also here is a song that came about, which we are going to hear, that Yashika is actually going to be singing today. And there is even a video made with the song. But anyway, what I am trying to say is, you should be really so lucky, because this is a place Rupa Goswami wrote so many scriptures there, and this it was a forest there, and where it is, this Ther Kadamba is in between Yavat and the Nandagram. Nandagram is basically Krishna is residing in the palace, which we can actually see even now, and the Yavat is a place where Radharani was actually staying. In between is the Ther Kadamba. So if you really climb on the terrace of Yavat, Radharani's place where I was there too, you can actually see the Ther Kadamba also, and then far away you will see the Nandagram where Krishna. So the thing is, every day Radharani goes to Nandagram to really cook, and also the gopis actually go through that way. When they're really carrying their butter pots, all right. So this is a very famous place, and also in the night, this is the place where Krishna comes and then climbs on the Kadamba trees, and he calls by his flute all the gopis, even because he knows only Saturn raga, it will be heard only by a Saturn gopi, not everybody will hear. He can call any gopi he wants just by the flute. It's like our cell phone. Remember, you just call and then only they will get. It is very powerful like that. This is the place that all the gopas really were actually grazing their cows here. This is a very unique place, and very near to the place is also Uttava Kyari, where the gopis were all assembled, and when he went to Dwaraka. And they were all living there for almost 100 years there, renouncing all their relations and everything. It's very famous. Rupa Goswami Bhajan Kutir is there, and Krishna calling all the. This is a beautiful place. I will tell you that I have to really talk about this for hours and hours and hours about the glory. And that is how this is a Tamil song actually. Kukku kukku kuvudadi, choki choki padudadi, Ther Kadamba ganamadi, Deva Devanai thedudadi. This is a Tamil actually. Tikki kilihil pesudadi, Togai mailum adudadi, Tavara மலர்கள் சொரியுதடி, தேவ தேவனை தேடுதடி. எவ்ரிபடி இஸ் லுக்கிங் ஃபார் கிருஷ்ணா. துள்ளி மேகம் மூடுதடி, கிள்ளும் தென்றல் வீசுதடி, புல்லினம் மான்கள் வாடுதடி, கொள்ளும் தேவனை தேடுதடி. சகி எந்தன் சித்தமெல்லாம், so here this gopi is actually singing. சகி, ஓ சகி, எந்தன் சித்தமெல்லாம் விக்கி விக்கி ஏங்குதடி, நந்த பாலனை நாடுதடி, சுந்தர தேவனை தேடுதடி.
குக்கு குக்கு கூவுதடி, சொக்கி சொக்கி பாடுதடி, தேக்கடம்ப கானமடி, தேவ தேவனை தேடுதடி. குக்கு குக்கு கூவுதடி, சொக்கி சொக்கி பாடுதடி, தேக்கடம்ப கானமடி, தேவ தேவனை தேடுதடி. திக்கி கிளிகள் பேசுதடி, தோகை மயிலும் மாடுதடி, தாவர மலர்கள் சொரியுதடி, தேவ தேவனை தேடுதடி. திக்கி கிளிகள் பேசுதடி, தோகை மயிலும் மாடுதடி, தாவர மலர்கள் சொரியுதடி, தேவ தேவனை தேடுதடி. குக்கு குக்கு கூவுதடி, சொக்கி சொக்கி பாடுதடி, தேக்கடம்ப கானமடி, தேவ தேவனை தேடுதடி. துள்ளி மேகம் மூடுதடி, கிள்ளும் தென்றல் வீசுதடி, புல்லின மாங்கள் வாடுதடி, கொல்லும் தேவனை தேடுதடி. துள்ளி மேகம் மூடுதடி, கிள்ளும் தென்றல் வீசுதடி, புல்லினம் மாங்கள் வாடுதடி, கொல்லும் தேவனை தேடுதடி. குக்கு குக்கு கூவுதடி, சொக்கி சொக்கி பாடுதடி, தேக்கடம்ப கானமடி, தேவ தேவனை தேடுதடி. சகி எந்தன் சித்தமெல்லாம் விக்கி விக்கி ஏங்குதடி, நந்தமாலனை நாடுதடி, சுந்தர தேவனை தேடுதடி. சகி எந்தன் சித்தமெல்லாம் விக்கி விக்கி ஏங்குதடி, நந்தபாலனை நாடுதடி, சுந்தர தேவனை தேடுதடி. குக்கு குக்கு கூவுதடி, சொக்கி சொக்கி பாடுதடி, தேக்கடம்ப கானமடி, தேவ